What's up, guys? It is Gray, aka the Kagure, and we're back with Bleach. First of all, go bonk on that like button for me because it means a lot. Subscribe if you want more. And also, Bleach Fridays are just gonna be Bleach weekends because I just can't hit the deadline. Can't do it. I'm just inept. But, you know, it's the weekend. Here's the truth of the matter: these videos don't get any views anyway. But the My Hero stuff should stay the same. Also, this week's chapter is a banger, so do not miss that video that comes up tomorrow. Either way, let's talk about Bleach. This is like the end of the arc. Like this is like everything's revealed, the stuff happens. If you've watched Bleach, you know exactly like Aizen stuff. It's awesome. I love Aizen. He's so cool. He's mean though. God, I've like been fighting off a sneeze for like 10 minutes. Anyway, we'll be fine. Oh, okay, so we go to Hitsugai Rengoku. 146 has been killed. All of them have died, and they're like, oh, these guys have been dead for a while. It is revealed later that they've been dead since before Rukia was sent, or since before Renji and Byakuya were sent to get Rukia. So they've been dead for a while. Most of the show at this point, I think, or at least a good chunk of it. Let's see. They get there, they're like, oh man, Kira's there, and then they're chasing Kira, because he's like, Kira, did you do this? And Kira's not saying anything, because he didn't. He like ran, he's running through Soul Society, he runs to the top of Central 46, like the normal level of Soul Society, he's running, and then Kira's like, Hitsugai, don't you like want to be careful about Hinamori? She got out of your jail, and she was following you, and he's like, what? And he's like, Rengoku, handle Kira, I'm gonna go find Hinamori. So he does. Kira's like explains what his Zanpakuto does, which is Wabasuki, where the more he hits it, the more heavy your weapon weighs. And Rengoku's like, good thing mine turns into dust and stuff. And he's like, oh. So she beats him. But that doesn't really matter. All that matters is that he wasn't filled in on everything. Gin finds Hinamori. He's like, hey, follow me. He takes her down to where the Central 46 lives, so like further underground. He leads her to a dark room, and Aizen's there. She's like, whoa, Aizen, you're alive. He's like, hey, I had to do everything. And then she's like crying and hugging him. He's like, I'm so glad you're alive. He's like, me too. And then he just stabs her. So, Aizen is weird, because throughout the show, he does make efforts to, like, not kill people. Like, I know it sounds weird and, like, not true, but if you go through, even later in here, he purposely avoids killing Renji. Probably because Renji's a part of his plan or whatever, but, like, I don't know. It's just weird because Hinamori, like, definitely didn't need to die. But he explains it by, like, oh, she lives without me. Like, this is a mercy. And is it really? No. But, you know. And then Hitsugai gets there and he's, like, raging. He's like, oh, you killed Hinamori. And he's like, Bankai. And then Aizen one-shots him because Aizen's absurdly more powerful than, like, anyone else except for Yamamoto. Maybe, like, Shunsui, but... And another character who shows up. Speaking of that character, Unohana shows up, and Aizen and Gin, like, peace out. And Unohana's like, I'm gonna go save Hitsugai and Momo. You go warn everyone else about what happened. Isani does, like, a thing where she, like, contacts everybody, and she's like, hey, this is what's going on. So, like, you know, that's what's happening. Everyone's like, whoa. Kira's like, but they said they weren't gonna hurt her. So clearly, Kira got played. Rip. F in the chat for Kira. Aizen and Gin show up on the top of, and Tosin, show up at the Sagyoku Hill. Renji gets teleported up there, and he's like, hey, give me Rukia. And he's like, no. He's like, give me Rukia. No. And then he's about to, Renji's getting owned, because he's, like, fighting with one hand against Aizen. Aizen just breaks his Zanpakuto. Ichigo shows up, and he's like, I'll help you, Renji. Still in Bankai. And they, like, form a plan. Number 1 starts playing. The bits of Renji's sword come together on top of Aizen, and then Ichigo's, like, swinging at him. Literally, number 1 is playing. It was such a cool twist. I could not imagine watching this for the first time being like, because literally, it is, like, hyping it up, and then just, like, his Bankai with the finger, Aizen stops it. Ichigo gets one banged. And I'm just like, it's so, dude, it's crazy. Like a legitimately awesome twist. Aizen basically spends the next, like, the middle episode literally just expositing about, like, this is why I did this, because he likes to talk and he has no one to talk to. He's like, this is how we accomplished everything, blah, blah, blah. We made it so you had to go through the cannonball, blah, 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 talk, 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 exposition, talk, talk, talk. Who shows, who's first? It's was it Kukaku? The one-armed big booby girl who, like, helped them get in, and Janambo show up. Don't know how they got in, but they're here now. The others show up. Oh, the rest of, like, Ichigo's squad, like, you know, like, Chad, Uryu, or Hime, they show up. And Gein's like, I don't want you guys to screw with this. So Gein just flexes his spiritual pressure and none of them can move. So Gein is also strong, which we know. We don't even get how strong Gein is until way later. But it's sick either way. Pretty much everyone shows up. Like, Soifon and Yoriichi, like, both show up on Aizen. And they're like, one of them's holding a sword to his neck, and the other one's like holding his hand so he can't draw his Zanpakuto. And he's like, psh, I'm fine. And then the light comes down, the pew, and the light that Yamamoto's like, oh, we can't, like, once they're in that, they're gone. Like, don't even bother. And everyone's like, oh, why'd you do it? Oh, we get, like, a quick flashback to Tosin and Kanamura. Yeah, that's the one. And they're like, yeah, hey, this is we're a Soul Reaper, you should join my squad. And, like, Kanamura meets Aizen. He's like, what's up? I'm Lieutenant. Nice to meet you. Blah, blah, blah. It's a lot of lies. Renji's like, this isn't the Aizen that we know. And he's like, you never knew the real Aizen. And I was just like, oh, man. Aizen does a thing where he, like, takes off his glasses and slick backs his hair. And he's like, I alone will stand at the top. I was, like, shaking in my boots the whole time. And like, literally, like, everyone, like the head captain, Chansui. The healing squad is healing everybody. Unohana should... Oh, real quick, before, I did forget to mention one thing. He's going to... He was going for Rukia. And Byakuya showed back up and took, sorry, I was throwing away a crumb. And, like, got in front of the sword and got stabbed for Rukia, so there's his redemption. Which, by the way, no. Even the flashback does not make up for what happened. Either way, it doesn't matter. So that happened. Anyway, Aizen, Gein, and Tosin, like, F off in the Garganta. Everyone's left there. They're healing the people. Even the Ryoka, the Squad 4 is like, clearly they saved Soul Society, so we're going to heal them. Everyone, like, doesn't care. And then Rukia goes up to Byakuya. And he, like, gives her the backstory of, like, how she is his wife's sister and not adopted. How he, like, made a promise to not break the law. And I was like, what? Like... He literally was like, I'll kill you myself. Like, that's not the same. This is the only problem I have with Bleach is a lot of the times it's obvious that some stuff was thought of later. Like, this was definitely a later thing, whereas before Byakuya was just going to kill her because he's supposed to be a villain, and now we're supposed to feel for him. I don't. I mean, he's like a good character from here on out. He's consistent. He cares about Rukia. He's, like, stoic but cool. But I definitely, like, this always will bother me that, like, Byakuya is just a jerk at the first arc of Bleach. Like, a huge jerk and gets away with it. Pretty much scot-free. But, yeah, and that's pretty much where it ends. So, they see Orihime healing. They're like, wow, that's a crazy power. Either way, this whole side arc is done. Basically, I think maybe it's a couple more episodes of, like, wrapping stuff up. And, like, they're playing for Aizen, but, like... We're done with Soul Society, essentially. What a ride, man. Holy. I did not remember this arc really at all, except for, like, the really big stuff. But, man, was it cool to watch all of it again. I'm excited. I'm excited to get to Hueco Mundo. I know Hueco Mundo has a lot of, like, fights that, like, don't mean a lot. I remember that. I remember there's, like, I'm not going to say it, but, like, I do remember there's a lot of, like, I fight this guy, who doesn't matter, this guy doesn't matter, this guy doesn't matter, this guy doesn't... Oh, Spada, this guy doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, plus we still got the World of Living stuff. We got Vizards. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, Aizen's speech about becoming a Hollow definitely when Ichigo was like, whoa. Which, foreshadowing, lots of so many foreshadowing. Oh, and also Urahara was made out to be a jerk. Which, I actually don't remember how that conversation goes, so that'll be interesting. Either way, that's it. Yeah. So subscribe if you want more anime content. Like the video. Go bonkai on that like button for me. Why not? And yeah, I will see all of you guys tomorrow for My Hero. So stick around, and I'll see you guys then. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Peace.